Hello, I'm Bex with Black Whisper Crafts, and I am back with the second video, or part 2, on altering a book to make a junk journal. I've already gone through, made all the pockets, pulled out all the pages, and now what I want to do is ink the pages and glue the pockets. And I will link Cindy A. Lewis's video below, her video series that she did for the So Lovely, where she did an amazing job of explaining, and it's super simple. I watched so many videos, and hers is the only one that really just made sense because it's so easy. But what I'm going to do is start out with the back, and I'm going to go through and ink up the edges of the pages and glue some of the pockets down. So this may be a really boring video to some people, but it may help others. But I want to go ahead and document what I'm doing, so in case I do it again, I can just refer back to my videos or Cindy A. Lewis's, and I will, as I said, link her playlist below of my inspiration for doing this and thinking, hey, I can really do that. It's not that complicated. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is how I'm going to do it. Just going to take one of the book pages and start out with I'll just put this under it to ink it like that. Just using Vintage Photo. I use Vintage Photo or Black Soot a lot, and I thought that I'll use Vintage Photo. And if I want other colors, I can just use those, add those later. I'm going to go ahead and just start inking just on the edges. And as I said, kind of a monotonous thing to watch, but I'm just going to do a few pages, and then I will do all the rest of it off camera and come back, show you, and we'll go on to another step, or I may make this an entire video and do another video doing another step. But just wanted to, yeah, just like that. I like that. Okay, that's a page done. That was pretty quick. It was really quick. So let's see what one of the pages looks like that has print on it. See how I like that. And give me just a moment, and I'll go back and do in between the pages. Yeah, that's going to turn out nicely, just like that. And how Cindy did the center here to get in between, all down in here. She got her little brush. That, I think this is just a makeup brush, not sure. She just, there, I like that. That makes it look nice and vintage. Oh, that is really nice. Yeah, perfect. That works amazing. Okay, I'm not going to bore you by doing all 4 of these pages, but that's what I'm going to do with all of the page edges. But let's go to I'm going from the back to the front. That's just how my brain works. And this needs to be glued down, but I'm going to ink it up first. So let me move the paper clips off to this one. And like I said, this is probably super monotonous. You don't need to watch it if you don't want to. I just wanted to document the whole process that I'm doing here. And I may not need to do it all the way to the edges, but just in case the pages don't exactly meet, I am going to do all the edges. And I'm not fussed if they're not all super dark, they're not all super light. I'm not fussed at all. I just want it to have a vintage look. That's what I'm going for. And it is easier to ink before you glue things. I just want this to be a little bit farther down into the pocket. Okay, so I want to just do the edges here. Just the bottom and the top, just in case it doesn't match up. I like that a lot. Darken that up. Okay. And this needs to be glued together. So let's go over here. I want to take off some of this, not all of it, but some of it. And let's see, let's leave about an inch just to make it sturdy. Let's see, about right here. To make things tear easy, I always fold it onto it, the ruler, and then tear it. It's a little added step, but it just makes it a little easier for me. I'm going to keep that in my little pile of scrappies. So that took a little bit of bulk off. Probably could take more off, but I'm going to just stop at that and make sure they are meeting up. Okay, so I am going to glue stick this down. Put glue stick on this. Oops. This is an amazing glue stick. It will stay. It's the Tombow Mono glue stick. It is an amazing glue stick. I can use it here where I live and be confident that it will stick and stay for a long, long time. I didn't used to use glue stick. I wouldn't use glue stick because it would not stay here. But I saw Leah on Thrifty Day use it, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. Never used it, and it's amazing. That's Tombow Mono glue stick. I'll pop the link below for you. I'm an Amazon associate. I will leave the link below for you if you are interested in knowing that. Okay, so let's ink this up here around these edges before we glue. Before we glue the pocket, not just before we glue. I'm going to fold that together. Got a little bit of glue stick on it. Oops. There we go. Can always come back and ink more on the inside, but let's take our makeup brush here. Go down the center. Get all in there in that crease so it looks nice and vintagey, like it's been in the attic for a long time. There we go. Love it. Okay, now that that's inked, I can go here. And also, since I use the glue stick, I can cut a notch in this before I glue it down. I think this one's too big. I don't know if it'll get in there or not. I like the big one though. It is my favorite one to use. Just a little bit of a notch. That is the 3-inch. And I'm going to go in here and do this pretty dark on the thumb notch. had your grubby thumb in there a lot. Let's see how dark that is. That's pretty dark. Let's go to this side. That way I'll get that second sheet. I think that will work. There, I like that. Very nice. Now let's get this glued down. This is really quick drying glue, the Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. I really, really like it. I just need to put just a little bit on the edge. Pretty thin paper. So it doesn't take much. That's a pretty thin line I did. Okay. I am going to put this under here. There we go. There. Let's see how that looks. I like it. I like it a lot, but I didn't ink this sheet up. I should have inked this one up already. That's okay. I can do it real quick here. And I had a, yes, I do. Chipboard. That's what I was going for. I brought it in here. Now I remember why. Just to put in here, because those paper clips are going to make it really bumpy. Let's work smarter, not harder. Just want some color on the edge so it looks like it's nice and vintagey. Won't take me long to do all the pages like this. I just put on a program on TV and just go there. And this chipboard works great for this. Oops. And I also will spray some of my pages with this shimmer spray. I have a lot of different colors. I haven't decided which color yet. Probably something that just kind of blends in but gives it a nice pretty shimmer. Okay, let's go in the crevice here in the crevice, be a crevice, wouldn't it? And get it nice and vintaged up. There. Now that is great. Oops, it did not stick. Did not. I didn't put enough, I bet. I was trying just to put a little tiny thin layer, and it may have already dried too before I got it put together. It dries really quickly. Okay, let's just fix this real quick here. Trying to get my head right down in there. Here we go. Yeah, it dried before I ever got it on there. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I just put such a thin layer that it dried before I put my bucket down. No worries, we fixed it. Okay, this is going to be so fun. It already is fun, but I like it a lot. Okay, we have that pocket there. It's all inked up. Nice and vintagey, grungy looking. I like that. That looks great. And then where was my single pocket at? Did I do a single? Yes, there's a, not pocket, single page. Yes, okay, so I am going to go through the whole rest of it and ink it up and get all my pockets glued together, and we'll be back and have a peek at it. I just wanted to add this to the inking and gluing down the pages. I already inked this one and I inked this one, but I think I want to put a little bit of stenciling in there because once I glue that, I won't be able to stencil in there at all. So let's see. Up there, have this pretty lace looking stencil. Let's see if it will go all the way across. I think so. Let me place it under here. That way I'll already have it placed. Then that will look nice. Okay. Just wanted to put this in the video. That way I would remember the next time to do my stenciling on the small spaces like this before I glued it. Thank you, Sunny. Just knock something off. Let's see how that looks. A little bit farther out. That looks great. I like that. I'm glad I remembered to do that. But I just wanted to put that on here so I'd remember and to do the stenciling now and not. It's easier to do it now than it is to do it later. This, I'll go ahead and ink this side of it before I glue it, and then we will come back and see what everything's going to look like. Just going to do a quick flip through of where I'm at now. I've done the inking and the gluing the pages, the pockets and everything. So let's just open it up. And I have not inked these because I might cover them with some lightweight paper or something. So I couldn't see inking all of these if I'm going to cover them with something or glue pockets on them or something. So for the most part, everything is inked. And I like the way my inking turned out. It looks like it's coffee dyed, or toffee, tea and coffee dyed. And I did rip my pages in a few spots. So these are my Band-Aids. I just used this really super thin ledger paper from the Dollar Tree to make a patch. But here is a diagonal pocket. And here are 2 half pockets with some stenciling. And I did go ahead and do my stenciling also because like that, I wanted it to look like it was already in there. So yes, that's how I did it. And we'll go on quickly here. I think that's cool how that looks. I had a paper clip where the paper clip was. Mine aren't as flat or whatever. Maybe my glue's to it. I'm not sure, but I'm not fussed about it. This is my first one and I'm really excited about it. So I have not inked these pages as I said, but here is one of the diagonal pockets, but it's a little bit bigger or it's different. And I didn't glue it at the top because I thought that would give me more space to put things. And another Band-Aid here. I ripped it, but here is a double half, a 3/4 pocket and a half pocket. And here is a top loading pocket. And I love how I did the stenciling there. And I did stenciling on my Band-Aids too. And inking. And this is a double diagonal pocket there. I did different stencil on each one. That's fun. And to the next one, this is a side loading pocket. And here we have, again, 2 half pockets together. And here are little double pockets there and there with the stenciling into there. And quickly flip through here so you can see another pocket with the stenciling. And here is another top loading pocket. I did some stenciling at the bottom. And then whenever I had this over that way and was inking it up a bit. That happened, so I thought, oh, that looks pretty cool. Just leave it. And I used the whole pad on this one just to see how dark it would be, because this is thinner paper and it really soaks up the ink. But there is some stenciling there. Diagonal pocket. Then here is the fancy little pocket I did. And did the same thing and just left it because that's a cute little what? Shape. There we go. Stenciling behind this one. And we have another 3/4 pocket with stenciling. And we have diagonal pockets together there, stenciling behind. And here's another side loading pocket. And another half pocket. There's another little double pocket there, stenciling behind. Another half pocket with stenciling. I think that's it for the pockets and things. But again, I didn't go ahead and ink every single piece like this in case I just glue something on top. Wouldn't take my time inking if I'm not really going to need it. But for the most part, everything's inked pretty much. But yeah, that's what we have thus far. And I did go ahead and ink that right there and that right there. But yay me, this is my first altered book. And as I said before, I will put Cindy A. Lewis's video series below that she did for the So Lovely. That's where I got my idea to do it. And she explains it totally in an easy to follow format. And I'm Bex with Black Whisper Crafts, and we'll see you in the third video to see what we do next with this altered book to make it into a junk journal. Have a wonderful crafty day.